So in case there's a little bit of confusion, you should have 2 pairs of simple eyes, 6th grade, like this. That what you're going to do is now you're going to look at your photo, which I have my photo in front of me, your photo's on your iPad, and you're going to look at it and you're going to adjust it to this. So let me kind of explain, and hopefully I can make this short even though it's not really a short demonstration. All right, so first what I do is I look at just the basic shape of the eyes. Do they match? Most likely they're not going to. In fact, her eyes actually kind of tilt downward a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the slow process of readjusting the shape of her eyes. So I'm going to be sketching and erasing. So what I'm going to do is a little at a time, because remember we're working on both eyes simultaneously. I'm going to draw on top of the drawing we did in class. And remember, I work both eyes at the same time. And then I erase a little bit. And so I go back and forth. Now I already adjusted the tear ducts to kind of look like the tear ducts in the photo. I try to make them kind of long. Okay. I feel like her eyes, the bottom of the eye is not as round. It's a little bit flatter where it ends on both sides. So I'm going to kind of go up and I'm going to flatten the bottom part a little bit. So I make an adjustment, I resketch, I erase, I work back and forth. Now I'm trying to be observant. What do I see here? Now, in this particular picture, for example, I cannot see her pupil, which is the dark circle in the eye. I can't see it. It's too dark. There's dark areas, and then there's like reflection shapes that are kind of in some places like dots, and in some places like partial cylinders, right? Since I can't really see it's not there, I can't see it, I'm not going to draw it. Like here, I can kind of see the hint of the pupil, but it's also being blocked by a reflection. So I'm going to just draw what I see. And then I go back and forth between the eyes. There's also like a reflection shape right here. There's a little reflection right here. All right, next is the eyelid line. Okay, I'm not worried about makeup. I'm not worried about eyelashes, just so you understand. I'm going to go, okay, where is the eyelid line? That's the fold that everyone has above their eye, where their eye skin closes back up and in when your eyes are open. Okay, that's your upper eyelid. She's got a nice amount of space before her upper eyelid. And then, in fact, she's even has this little, on both eyes, she's got this little kind of almost a teardrop shape that has a shadow in it. So I'm going to sketch that in on both sides. Again, they're different. So I work on one and then on the other, and I go back and forth. And if I'm wrong, which, again, I can be, I make mistakes, I erase it, and then I redraw it. Now, you might see, you might not see a very thin, shiny line of skin at the bottom inside of your eye. If you see it on your picture, that's called the lower lip thickness, then you would draw it. If you don't see it, then you don't draw it. Like I can just see a little hint of it in the edge in the corners here. I see actually a little bit more on this eye, so I sketch in and I erase it because it's a little bit light. And then on this side as well. Okay, now we haven't talked about the eyebrows, but the next shape would naturally be the eyebrows. And as you can see, she doesn't have a lot of space here before her eyebrow. There's a little bit of skin, and then her eyebrow is right there. And her eyebrow starts at about the beginning of the tear duct. It's not a hard shape, so I'm not going to draw it as such. I'm going to do the under shape line first, and then the rest of it I can't see because there's hair that goes right next to her face. Right, this one's same one. I can't see like the way the eyebrow ends, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make any details up. I'm just going to draw what I see. And then again here, there's hair that kind of comes down on the side of the eye. And I kind of go back and forth. And I draw like this shape of the eyebrow, which is kind of thin. Again, I'm just trying to simplify it. So what I try to do is in class, we did a practice of eyes. Okay, like, one more time, like this. What I want you to do is I want you to take that generic kind of layout of eyes. I want you to look at your photo, and on top of it, I want you to make adjustments to look like the person you're drawing. This could be either on your sloppy copy paper. This also can apply to those of you who might be ready for good paper. I will say, just talk to the sub if this is on because there's a sub, or talk to me if you can, message me. Thanks, guys. Bye.